your boy got into some trouble.
Everybody Google Corey Holcomb and see what comes up. So Corey Holcomb says TMZ ruined his life after a viral video of him resurfaced, putting his hands on a woman. Y'all got me good. That's what he says. So Corey Holcomb has like a podcast. He was talking about he was losing gigs.
Yeah.
Now, I have never been to a Corey Holcomb stand-up comedy show, but
Yeah.
apparently they're packed.
Yeah.
Apparently has a very like loyal fan base. But here's the thing: your fan base doesn't matter as much as the people who facilitate the venues.
Correct, because he's not bigger than the program, so he's somebody who could be canceled.
Yes,
You know
he's
what I mean?
cancelable.
Yeah.
And so he was saying that after TMZ, uh, because the video was older.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't know if you've seen the other headline. We talked about this, but
Yeah.
just for the viewers here, Corey Holcomb had got into or almost got into an altercation with a guest on either his
podcast.
show or he was a guest on the other guy's show. One of the two.
Corey Holcomb invited Anton Daniels
Okay, Anton Daniels.
on his show, and they were going to have a debate because Anton Daniels is a YouTuber, big commentator, and he leans right. He's a conservative Republican. He's a black man. He's very successful. So Corey Holcomb wanted to come and have some type of intellectual debate because Anton is like an intellectual. He was a software engineer. Like he went to college. And Corey Holcomb is just kind of this street dude that's
he's very opinionated
and have a very strong opinion. So it was one of those things to where they were going to have this intellectual debate. Anton Daniels said the minute he got there, he realized like this is not really intellectual, like because every time Anton says something intellectual, he might take it as and he get offended, and then Corey start offending Anton.
I was gonna say there was some name calling happening.
Saying some name calling, and then they got back and forth, and then Corey stepped to him, told it was a woman in between them who's the co-host, and he told him like he told her to switch seats. So imagine me, you, and then somebody over there, and I'm arguing with that person over there, and I'm like, let's switch seats because I want to say it to your face.
I'm getting out the way. First of all,
she got out the way. They kept having words. Anton stood on business. He stood on business. Anton said, all right, fuck all this. Let's go in the back. Let's go outside.
Right.
You doing it for the cameras. Let's go outside. Corey said, say it again. Say it again. Now, I'm from the hood. Anybody who's saying say it again is scared. That's just, I'm going to just be honest. You're scared, bro. That's like one of those, cross this line, I'm out. knock it off my shoulder, then I'm out. If you want to fight, you just fight. That's just how it is, right?
Well, some people will be like cross the line, and then they cross the line, and then they do throw hands.
But yes, you're scared. He gave all of this grace. Say it again. Do this. Say it a little louder. Say it like he giving all of these things for Anton, who is a grown ass 40-year-old man. Because Corey way older than Anton. Because Corey way older than us. But Anton is not a little boy. Anton's not 19. He's like 40.
Yeah.
He's like 42 or some shit like that. He's not a little dude around the block. They're around the same size. Like, y'all can knuck if y'all really want to go there.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go there. Anton called him out like 5 times.
And I seen the video where he actually left. He said, like, there was a part in the video where you couldn't see Anton anymore.
Correct, because he's like, let's go.
But
and then Corey,
he was actually going.
And then Corey, everybody was doing their commentator on that.
Mm-hmm.
TMZ drops this video of a comedian that I guess was working with him. I don't know.
I think her name was Christina Payne.
I don't know what type of relationship they had to make him want to put his hands on her. But he like punched her, slapped her, mushed her.
Here's the thing though. It was a crowd of people.
Yes.
So he actually had to come around. It wasn't as close as you and I was.
Right.
He actually took at least 3 steps to get to her.
Correct.
To push her in the face or mush her, strike her, whatever the case may be. And so he feels like he has been treated harshly.
Unfair. But apparently the girl who he did this to were speaking out, but because there wasn't video footage, it's kind of like a Diddy situation. Like, obviously this doesn't rise to the top of how the Diddy video, because the Diddy video was a lot worse and all of
Right,
this.
right, right.
But people been hearing about Diddy being an abuser and being this for
Years.
years until you saw that video. That's what triggered the dominoes for everything for him. Because the video came after the lawsuit. So even when the lawsuit and all of these things were alleged,
That's
people
true.
still was like, it was still like 50-50.
Yes.
Then the
yes.
video dropped, even with the Corey Holcomb situation. His audience was really rocking with him after the Anton shit, and even when she was saying stuff. And then when this happened, a lot of people started to see him for who he really was, because it's like, damn, a man was just in your face telling you to come outside. You ain't do nothing. But then Corey,
Yes.
you're in front of him talking to a girl, arguing with a woman, and like you
And you kind of go out your way.
to
That's
hit
what I'm
her.
saying.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't give nobody no passes, right? But a lot of men will be like, "Oh, it was just a reaction." No, no, no.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, it just happened." No, it didn't just happen. You went across at least a group of two other people, took 3 steps to make sure that you put your hands on
I'm
this
gonna be
lady.
honest. There's no reason for me to put my hands on a woman, like, other than she's attacking me and I'm stopping her from attacking me. Like, that's just who I am. And I don't argue with women, period. The only woman I would argue with is a woman that I'm dating.
Right.
And that's because we have an intimate personal relationship and we're going back and forth trying to figure out something.
Yeah, trying to get to an understanding.
Trying to get to an understanding. And I pay her bills. I take care of her. I do all of
I'm
this.
arguing with her.
I got the right to argue with whoever I want to,
Mhm.
but this is the only person that I can see myself arguing with, somebody that I'm dating. I don't argue with women.
Yeah.
Like, I don't I don't argue with men either, but
Yeah.
I really don't argue with women, because I'm like,
why are we doing this?
like, for one, I'm not about to put my hands on you. You're not about to put your hands on me. If me and you don't have an intimate relationship, what are we really arguing over? Like, do we have a business relationship? Are you gonna take me to court? No. Do I owe you some money? Do you owe me money? No. Like, so where's the argument here? Like, we don't really need to argue. So,
and then argue to the point where you violent.
that's what I'm about to say. It begs the question: what the fuck is going on? Like,
What
was
are they
y'all
talking
dating?
about?
Did somebody owe somebody some money? Somebody get disrespectful? I don't really see a reason for you to put your hands on a woman like that. And then now you were denying it, and you were not even addressing it until the video came out. So TMZ really did their big one with this.
They did.
And
shout out to the staffers at TMZ on his 5150 podcast. He claimed a venue started canceling gigs almost immediately, blaming optics rather than
because
any
I mean,
legal.
the optics,
Said it looks bad.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean,
but
you know,
I think something else that he said on the podcast was that people who will, because he acknowledged that he's said things like this before. He said, "I've been me. I've always been me." But people who will look at a TMZ over some of the other like blogs or media companies that cover him, they're more likely to look at a TMZ. And so them looking at a TMZ is why he's putting the onus on TMZ. And doesn't take any accountability. Never said that I shouldn't. That I heard. I didn't hear him say I shouldn't have did that. I apologize to Christina
I haven't
Payne.
heard an apology either. But so, and TMZ has the capital and they have the know-how to go get this video footage and things like that. Like, when you are a media company, it's costs a lot of money. Opens Records Act, you can file and try to get type of information and documents and video footage from this and that. It takes a lot of lawyers. It takes a lot of bartering. Like, for example, the video from the Diddy situation, he paid them $100,000 or $200,000 not to release that. So like, that happens when you do stuff, and then everywhere you're on camera. That's always on camera.
We're in a surveillance state.
So at that point, it was eventually going to come out. Yes. So what he should have did is try to make it right with the woman. And
I was gonna say
at least apologize, but
no, and
he's a lame ass nigga.
I was about to
say, be honest, like, he's just a lame to me. I don't.
No, it was lame. It was more than lame, because you're caught in 4K, and like a child is like, oh, it's TMZ's fault.
Yeah, he's just lame, man. I just don't respect it. And then I'm not gonna say I would have respected him more, but it would have looked better if he would have mushed Anton and her. Because now it's like, damn, you just don't play with Corey.
Yeah.
He's slapping everybody. But to 5 minutes ago, you
He
didn't want
slapping
to. You
everybody.
didn't want to step to a man who
Yeah.
called you out on your platform in
And
front of
said,
your
let's take it
viewers.
outside. Won't even have to put the cameras on it.
We don't even gotta do it for the gram, bro. We can do it for me and you on some respectful shit. You turn that down, but then you in a crowd of other people and you slap a woman, like I just don't respect that. I would have had more respect for you if you would have just been a crash out on everybody.
Right.
And
You
you just
said
like,
Joe Budden had said something?
yeah, him and Joe Budden had a back and forth. Joe Budden went to fuck off on him. I mean,
Really?
yeah, he went off on him bad. I mean,
I
I
gotta
don't
see that.
see. I'm a like I don't know if it's like on Joe Budden's free personal
Mm-hmm.
YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
but I seen like a clip
Mm-hmm.
and he like ethered him. I mean, he went off on Corey Holcomb because Corey, a lot of commentating is coming out of this, and a lot of people are siding with Anton.
Mm.
And the problem is they don't want to side with Anton because he's the
Cause he's just
Republican,
conservative.
conservative.
It's like making me side with Candace Owens.
It's like,
Don't do
damn,
that.
like, right. You get to watching the Candace Owens video and you like, she's making good points. What the fuck? Like,
Don't make me
a
side
lot
with
of people,
Candace.
yeah, a lot of people don't want to do that.
Yeah, but now
And
you.
I watched some of Anton's videos. He have a great perspective on a lot of stuff. Whatever how he vote, what he lean. I'm the type of person I can watch somebody for what their expertise is and not necessarily have to, like, I can watch Peter Thiel give a talk on business just because he's a conservative Republican, white Christian male who want to do all, or he's a gay man, and it's like I'm not looking at all that. I'm looking at he's smart in business. I can watch him for that. Cut the shit off when he gets to talking about everything else.
Yeah.
So I can do that. I can compartmentalize that. Most people can't. And I had to learn that skill because I'm in the media though. That's a media skill that you have to have. Like, okay, I don't want to listen to this Tim Scott shit. So, but I'm gonna listen to Tim Scott, or I don't want to listen to Obama. I hate Obama. I don't like this, but I'm gonna listen to it. Like, that's how media personnel have to be in order to be good. That's why people don't like Stephen A. because he talked to both sides, and it comes off as him playing both sides. Charlemagne do the same thing. It comes off as Charlemagne playing both sides, but that's because they're really good at media.
I think to an extent, right? You can compartmentalize, but there is an honesty factor that you get to a point where these two things connect, and when you start to ignore the connection there, it gets dishonest.
Well, journalism is distorted now because back in the day, right, journalists used to go to fucking Al Qaeda and interview the other side, and nobody had died. People invite you in. You can go in and interview a guy who shot 7 people, and like, what's your mindset? What was going on? What's going through your mind, and report on it. Nowadays, everything's so political that, like, let's say if Jeffrey Epstein was alive, like, I feel like people should be able to go interview him. You know what I'm saying?
People should go interview him.
But now it's like, oh, you're gonna do the Epstein interview? It's kind of like, are you promoting this shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot of stuff that goes into that. So some journalists are not journalists anymore. Like, journalism is about, I'm trying to get the facts to the people, right? But now it's like you got left-wing journalism, you got right-wing journalism, and if Trump does something dumb, a lot of these fucking right-wing Republicans wouldn't check him on it. If Jasmine Crockett does something dumb, a lot of left-wing people don't want to call her out and be like, I don't like that. I didn't like that. They'll just ignore it. That's the new way of journalism, is to not report the bad shit.
I was going to say, you have to make the connections, because now you're not being honest. But I understand what you're saying. You're saying everybody has a niche. They're trying to get clicks, views.
And a part of honesty is disclosing all information. Like, if you're dating somebody and they don't disclose that they baby mama happened to stay next door, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of a lie. But they like, oh, well, you didn't ask. Well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what media do now. They don't report on certain things, and that is a way of reporting on it. So, Corey,
take some accountability.
Yeah, you done, bro.
Yeah, take some accountability, lick your wounds, and hopefully, I mean, I know you're not going to change.
Yeah, he's gonna always have his audience,
I know you're not going to change, but at least be a man about it. You very he man woman hater, so be a man about it. you put yourself in this situation, not TMZ. They did their job.
Yeah.